Sometimes we overcomplicate things. But today I'm going to share a little style secret that can maybe change the way that you approach style forever. So if you're new here, my name is Netta. I'm a personal stylist. My whole goal for this channel is to help women over 50 build a wardrobe and a style that they love so they look beautiful and they feel confident every single day. So if I look or sound a little bit different, it's because I'm a little bit under the weather, so excuse the man voice. But today I really want to talk and dive into something that I feel like doesn't get enough press when we're talking about style. It doesn't get enough coverage when we're talking about style, but it is so fundamental and so often overlooked, and that is hair color. Because one of the things that I think trips up a lot of women is that we are inundated with inspiration and outfits and ideas for how to put together looks and how to put together capsule wardrobes and how to put together entire wardrobes for a season, and we don't take our hair color into account. And hair color is the secret to your coloring and the secret to the neutrals that you are going to build your wardrobe around. So in Closet Confidence last week, I was talking to, this came up again and again, speaking to you guys on style sessions, speaking to the women in the Closet Confidence Zoom calls about blonde colors versus brunette colors, and blonde seasons versus brunette seasons. And by seasons, I'm not referring to seasonal color analysis. I'm referring to the fact that some years in the Pantone colors that are chosen for that year, or the colors that we see on clothes, the trending colors that year are more suited to blondes. Some years they're more suited to brunettes. Some years they're more suited to redheads. Some years they're more suited to silver-haired ladies. So the colors that we build our wardrobe around really have to be inspired and based on the color of our hair, which of course brings up the dilemma that so many of you face. What happens when your hair color changes? When your hair color changes, everything changes. So I'm going to dive into how this looks practically and how you can use your hair color as a clue to building your best wardrobe. So first, let's talk about going gray for a second. Going gray is hard. Coloring your hair, especially if your hair is really dark, and keeping the gray away is hard. We really just have to choose our hard, right? They say that about everything, right? Marriage is hard, divorce is hard, choose your hard. So it's true with hair color. So many women don't recognize that going gray is a process that is really daunting. And so my suggestion, and I did a whole video on whether or not you should go gray, is if you're going to go gray, you should go all in on gray and just go ahead and start coloring your hair gray. But then you're coloring your hair still, right? So it's a question that you really have to give time to, because either way, you're going to be on a journey and it's going to be a big adjustment. But let's talk about why I think hair color, this is the first tip. Hair color is the first thing people see. It's the way that people refer to you. You don't look at someone across the room and say, oh, you see that blue-eyed woman over there? No, you're like, do you see the blonde-haired lady? Or she is the blonde in the blue dress, or the brunette in the black dress, right? So hair color is the most dominant thing that people see when they look at you. And hair color changes your other coloring. So often I'll get on a style session with a woman and she'll say, so I've been looking at my veins, or I've been looking at my eye color, and I've been looking at my skin color. And I'm like, that's all really, really important. But the most significant aspect of your coloring is your hair. And your hair reflects on your skin and can really dramatically alter the way the rest of your colors look. So it doesn't matter if you have green veins, which can read warm to some people and in some systems, and maybe slightly peachy skin. If your hair is silver, you're still going to look cool. If your hair is red, even if your skin undertones are a little cool, you're still going to look warm because your hair is so dominant. So hair color is the first thing people see, and it's what they use to describe you, and it is the most significant aspect that you want to take into account when you're looking at building a wardrobe. So since your hair color affects your other coloring, if you change your hair color, everything changes. I've had a lot of clients that have gone from red hair to silver hair. That is 180-degree flip-flop. Like they are turning around now and using completely different colors than they've ever used in their life. They have to, because their hair has completely changed the way that the rest of their coloring looks. And as your hair gets silver or gray, your skin tone softens and adjusts to match the new hair color. It's just one of the miraculous things that happens as we get older. So this is, like I said, why looking at your skin tone or your veins or whatever, it's just telling you part of the story. Your hair is really going to play a dominant role in how colors look on you, which is what I'm interested in as a stylist. Like, how do we choose colors in your wardrobe that are really going to suit you? Okay, the second thing is that women with very dark or very light hair can often do more dramatic colors, whereas women in the middle range, women who are, brownish or blondish, in that middle range, those are women who generally want subtle hair coloring or subtle coloring in their clothes. So very light, very dark hair can make really bold color choices and can often do a lot more contrast that without being washed out. But women in that middle area, if you have a hard time kind of describing your hair color, your hair is kind of blonde, it's kind of brown, it's kind of in that middle range, you're going to want to stick to more subtle color combinations and do a little bit less contrast. I've done a whole contrast video, but contrast essentially is the difference between your skin color and your hair color. So, I have medium to high contrast. There's quite a big difference between the color of my hair and the color of my skin. If you're blended like a Jennifer Aniston or like a Blake Lively and your colors all look harmonious together and they're very close to each other, then you're going to want to keep the colors in your wardrobe close to each other. So you're going to wear colors on the color wheel that are not on opposite sides, but that are closer together. So you want less contrast in your outfits when you've got less contrast in your coloring. You can do more contrast in your outfits if you've got more contrast in your coloring. And I will link that video because there's a whole video on that. The next thing I want to say is that, and I've talked about this before, but I'm going to mention it again here, your hair color is the key to your best neutrals. So my best neutrals for my wardrobe. So if you're going to invest in something, a coat, a pair of boots for winter, a beautiful bag, like an investment piece, you want that color that you get, that you choose that item in, to be the color of your hair. So for me, I have black boots. I have a beautiful black bag. I would invest in a black overcoat. Like, those are going to be pieces that are going to always match all of my outfits because they match me. I'm not introducing an additional element. I'm matching myself, so therefore that color is always going to be harmonious, and it's always going to be it's always going to work with all of my outfits. So what if you don't have black or dark brown hair? If you have blonde hair, like some of the beiges are going to be beautiful on you. So you can look at camel or sand or taupe or beige or even cream, depending on your hair color. But like that range for your bag and your shoes and your coat is going to be stunning. If you have red hair, look at cognac or rust or brown or like a rich camel. And of course, if you have silver hair, you can look for silver or gray or white or like crystal white or even a pale blush color. Those can all be amazing shades for your best neutrals for your wardrobe. So did a whole video on that. The key to looking your best in your outfits and to harmonious colors in your outfits is that you're trying to create like a look that looks like it belongs on you. So from top to bottom, you want the colors that you're wearing to harmonize with your coloring. Your hair is your crown, right? It's the top of your look. And so colors that match your hair, which is the most dominant, again, part of your coloring, are always going to be a good choice and always going to be a good investment. So you never have to question whether that's a good investment or a good purchase. Like, what color, like, oh, I want to buy a nice bag. What color should I buy it in so that it goes with everything? Go to the color of your hair. Okay, this is kind of controversial. I was talking about blonde colors and brunette colors, but I've said this before, I've alluded to it anyway. You can have blush or you can have black. You can't have both. You can have blush or you can have black. You can't have both. I would also add, for most of the time, you can have beige or you can have black. You can't have both. Most women look best in one of those two colors, and this is the crux of the problem with capsule wardrobes. We will see a capsule wardrobe, and I'm gonna get into capsule wardrobes a little bit more in the next step. But you can see capsule wardrobes, and they're like black and white and beige. Well, most women look either best in black and white, or they look best in beige and, whatever, navy, or beige and gray. So those three colors in a color palette for a wardrobe are not going to serve many women all that well. So most women, and I want to ask yourself, are you team blush or team black? Are you team beige or team black? You're going to find that one of those colors suits you far better than another one of those colors. So those of us with really dark hair, that's why black is a brunette color often. Those of us with really dark hair are going to look best in black and dark brown, and maybe not, feel our best in camel or beige or blush. Are there exceptions? Am I overgeneralizing and oversimplifying? Of course. But in general, dark-haired ladies will look best in those dark neutrals like black and dark brown. Now, blondes, and especially medium blondes, are going to really look beautiful in that camel and beige territory. And then, light-haired blondes and silver-haired ladies are going to look amazing in blush and that pale pink color. I remember reading recently that blush is a universal color. I'm like, that's hilarious. You can see me in blush and you know right away that that's not true. So, there are blonde neutrals and brunette neutrals and redhead neutrals and silver hair neutrals. And when we lean into those neutrals, it really simplifies the process of picking a color palette for our wardrobe. Okay, now I'm going to talk about capsule wardrobes again. Like I said, capsule wardrobes are often combining black and camel, or black and beige, or black and blush. And often, like I said, those two colors do not work on the same woman. So when you're looking at creating a core wardrobe for your style, a core capsule wardrobe, or looking at filling in the blanks in your wardrobe with essentials that are really going to be flattering to you and are going to be great colors for you, you want to look at the colors that are going to harmonize with you. So you want to pick your best light, medium, and dark neutral. So dark neutrals: chocolate, navy, charcoal, black. Medium neutrals: chambray blue is a great one. Camel is a great one. Again, all of this depends on your coloring, right? Like a medium pink or medium gray would be a great one. And then light neutrals: white, off-white, really pale blush, ivory cream. Like those are your light neutrals. So you're going to want to pick 2 to 3 neutrals that are going to be your best neutrals to build your capsule wardrobe around. Don't look at a template that was designed by, AI, or that was, chosen to be like the most generic possible, and think that those are going to be the best choices for your wardrobe. If you have ever used a capsule wardrobe template like that includes black and beige, you'll find that only half of your outfits really work and are flattering on you, because you're going to find that either the black outfits look great on you or the beige outfits look great on you. I did this years and years ago in my mid-30s before I was really committed to my color palette. And I will tell you, all I had to do was look at those pictures, and I looked really, really tired in the beige pieces and really looked my best in the black pieces. So, okay. So I said that there's such a thing as blonde and brunette colors, redhead and silver haired colors, but there are also blonde and brunette seasons. And so we will go years. I went, the first part of the 2020s without hardly being able to find anything in my color palette. I was hardly able to find anything in my color palette because all of the colors were soft colors. They were all light colors. They were all blonde colors. There are going to be other seasons where you're going to be like, I'm having a hard time as a blonde finding my best colors this year, because all of the colors in stores right now are brunette colors. Also, you'll find that certain colors are linked more to certain types of personal style. We were talking about style archetypes in Closet Confidence, and like the relaxed natural style archetype is often associated with like beige and like those light, neutrals, whereas a dramatic style archetype is often linked to black and like really dark colors. So there's a little bit of that at play also, but often you're going to have a hard time when you commit to a color palette for your wardrobe finding all the colors you're looking for in a given season. So my encouragement is always, when your colors are in the stores, that's the time to stock up. Like, I am so excited that oxblood or wine or burgundy, whatever we're calling it, is in style this year, because I'm going to buy a lot of that. It has not been really prevalent since 2017, when Marsala wine was Pantone's color of the year. So, you really want to stock up on those colors that really, really suit you when they're available, because they're not always available. Okay. Finally, there are some universal colors that do work on all women. This is something that is so often misunderstood, but these are really colors that are like smack dab in the middle. They're not warm or cool. They're not bright or muted. They're neutral, and they're medium, and they're blended. And so colors like teal and plum, watermelon, and raspberry, those are colors that work across, even like a salmon color. Those are colors that work across a variety of color types because they are smack in the middle. So they're warm enough for the warm ladies and cool enough for the cool ladies and deep enough for the deep ladies and light enough for the light ladies. So they're colors that really kind of transcend the seasons. So like I said, teal, raspberry, watermelon, plum, those are just a couple of them. They are neutral, they are blended, and they're smack in the middle. So if you're looking for colors that are safe colors and that are a sure thing kind of color for everybody, those are going to be some safe bets. So that's it. I really just kind of wanted to talk through the importance of hair color. If you're considering, and you're the type of woman who likes to play with your hair color a lot and change it up a lot, just recognize that any dramatic change in hair color is probably going to dramatically change the way that you look in certain pieces of clothing. And any dramatic change from from cool to warm or warm to cool is going to really necessitate a complete 180 in your wardrobe color palette. You're going to find that the colors that have worked on you your whole life suddenly stop working. So I would encourage you to really think through your hair color choices. And if you're planning, this is my final tip, if you're planning on looking at, considering going gray in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you might want to start choosing cool colors in your wardrobe right now if you're in one of the neutral color types. If you've got deep coloring or light coloring and you know that your hair color will be silver in a few years, you should build your wardrobe around colors that are cooler. So choose the navy rather than the brown if you're looking at neutrals, because in a few years, the navy is going to suit you much better than the brown is going to suit you. So really plan ahead, regardless of what your choices are for your hair. Recognize that it really is going to play a key role in how your clothes look on you. And that often looking at what we wore at 20 or at 30, the colors that we have always worn, the colors that always look good on us, that doesn't work anymore if your hair color has dramatically changed. So I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know what you think about my theory, which has been proven with, I've done, color analysis for years and years and years. And if you're interested in color analysis, let me know in the comments below. But on blonde versus brunette colors, redhead colors versus silver hair colors, and just the significant role that hair color plays in your coloring. I'd love to discuss this with you guys in the comments, so share your questions in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe so we can keep hanging out. I'll see you in the next video.